Do you have a very long to-do list and you're constantly trying to get things done on your to-do list? Do you feel guilty about not being as productive as you would like to be? If so, please stay tuned for this video. Hey everyone, my name is Barka Herman, and today I'm going to be talking about time management, especially for women in technology. So the tech career is already a very challenging space. We all know that 40-hour weeks is really a myth. There's so much change every day in technology, year by year. There's new stuff coming all the time. So staying on top of just your workload, plus staying on top of news, new technology, and also skilling and learning is all in itself quite a lot. Add to that being a woman in the field, and now you have family responsibilities, home responsibilities, taking care of spouse, children, parents, aging parents. It all adds up. So if you're like me, time management has been a challenge for you for a long, long time. And so I've had a tech career for more than 30 years. For some of it, I was finishing up my undergrad degree. For some of it, I was taking some extracurricular courses just to skill up. For a lot of it, I was raising my children. For some of it, I was taking care of, aging adults in my family. So all this kind of compounds this, time management challenge. What I've done though is over the years, I've used these 4 tricks that I want to talk to you about. I want to share with you that actually work for me. So join me in learning four ways that I have utilized, four tips that I've utilized to improve my time management. So number 1 is priority is singular. I know. This is something I learned and I was very surprised that for a long time, did you know that for a long time, priority meant a singular thing? It wasn't, prioritize wasn't a word. Priority wasn't a list of things that you prioritize. There was no such thing. The concept was, what is your priority? Priority is singular. You do that. That's it, right? How do we use priority today? We actually think of it as a laundry list. It's not a to-do list. So the way I use this concept, priority is singular, is by chunking time, blocking time off for my priority for the day during my day. So I'll give you an example. Let's say that I have a project that I need to prioritize at work. So what I'll do is I will put 3 to 4 hours of block on my calendar where people can't put meetings on my calendar, where I'm not answering emails or responding to chats or anything, and I will focus on the one thing. What happens when you're not constantly context switching or focusing on a singular thing is that you attain a flow state. And you will be surprised how much more you can get done when you're focused on one thing only and you're not worrying about answering that email or somebody's chatting with me or somebody just walked up to me at the desk and interrupted me. So when you're focused, you get more done. It's more efficient use of your time, and your mind is at clarity, it's at peak creativity, and it's able to get more done. The next thing that I use is purge. So purge is good. Carrying on this concept of priority is singular, what I try to do is I'm one of these people who likes to say yes to a lot of things. And it's not even to be good or nice. I want to help everyone. So somebody comes up and says, hey, can you do this? Can you work on this project? I want to say yes. But the reality is there's only 24 hours in a day. I already have most of the days, my day is already full. So yeah, you cannot add anything to a full glass. You have to empty it to add more things. And so purge is good. What I started doing, I'll give you a simple example, is kind of tracking what things take up a lot of my time and end up, wasting time, so to speak. So for instance, I only check my email 3 times a day. So I check it first thing in the morning, I check it in the midday-ish, and then I check it a little before I leave. So I'm not constantly looking at, oh, I have a pop-up, there's a new email, let me check who it is from, what it is, do I have to do something about it? No. So that frees up a lot of context switching time from my day. And surprisingly, when I'm doing my priority tasked work, I am more focused, I'm not interrupted, so I'm not doing the constant back and forth, and that's actually more productive for me. Another example is when I am doing my block of priority work, I also mark myself as do not disturb on chats. I put my phone on airplane mode. So what I'm doing is I'm utilizing the limited time that I have with just one thing, and I'm purging other things. Another example I have is I have agents to classify all my my emails that come in automatically into folders. And that way, what I can do is when I look at my email list, I'm not going, oh my God, there's 50 emails from the time that I last checked it. No, there is maybe 10 buckets of 5 emails each. And I know which bucket is a prioritizing bucket and which one is not. So I can respond in kind. I can respond to the first 5, and then maybe the least priority stuff, the company emails, the informational emails. That's for a time where I feel like downtime. I want to read through those, but I don't want to do it right away. I don't want to go through the mental capacity to organize and classify that. A computer can do that. I can automate that. So purge is good. Spend some time in looking at your calendar, looking at your week, and go, how much time am I, can be claimed back by not doing repetitive things that can be automated or that I don't have to do as many times a day as I do right now. Purge is good. The third one is recovery is essential. Athletes do it. Why not me? So my husband is an athlete. He actually does things like run a half a marathon on a weekly basis. So he'll go for a run and he comes back, and I know how I feel when he does that. I feel a lot of empathy towards him. I am, wanting to help him, saying, hey, you okay? You should rest. Do you want food? Do you want water? What do you need? A lot of empathy. And, the reality is I have some really long, stressful days, and I don't have the same empathy for myself, right? I know I got a lot done at work. I took care of stuff, financial stuff. I took care of dealing with family. I took care of some hobby stuff, some personal project goals, whatnot. And I am not as empathetic or as nice to myself as I am to my husband, who just ran. So why is it that we kind of treat athleticism different than corporate athleticism, right? Work, stress, taking care of myself. I also started wearing this Aura ring several years ago. I think 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even more. And I was so surprised to sort of look at my own data and realizing, oh, I'm not getting 8 hours of sleep a day. My heart rate variability is not optimal. My sleep is not optimal. So the more I started paying attention to these things, the more I realized I get to be diligent about my own personal recovery. Not only that, I also made the mental connection that, hey, I'm the kind of person who wants to be super productive. And super productivity is only possible when my recovery is optimal. So when I mentally associate recovery with a step towards being more productive, Now I feel good about actively recovering, paying attention to sleep, paying attention to screen time, paying attention to healthy habits, and so on and so forth. So recovery is essential. And then schedule is your friend. So finally, and this is something that is emphasized in many other people who talk about productivity and time management, especially, such as getting things done. I tend to not have to-do lists. I tend to just put things on my calendar, right? So it's not that I don't have any reminders. I even have reminders on my calendar. So this has really been very helpful to me because here's the deal, right? I'm busy, I'm doing something, and somebody comes over and says, "Hey, I'm working on blah blah blah. Would you like to help me?" Yeah, I do. I'm usually always wanting to help people and wanting to do more. But now that I have the commitment to put it on a calendar, I have to pull up my calendar and see, oh, yeah, I don't think I'll be able to help you this week. How about next week? Do I have time? So now I'm making a commitment based on my real time, right? And this way, I don't go through this, say yes to the person, then get caught up in the 50 things you need to finish this day or this week, and then you never get around to helping the person, and then feeling guilty about it. Does that happen to you, or is it just me? So instead of saying yes, I say yes, and let's schedule some time, which gives me an opportunity to be real about what I'm saying yes to, and also allocate appropriate time on my calendar so that I know it'll get done. I don't know about you, but if I have the time and if I put my attention to it, I get things done. And in 50% of the things that I would say yes to in the past, I wouldn't put time and attention on my calendar, and so it wouldn't get done. Now that I'm using schedule as opposed to just a to-do list, it really helps me boost my productivity. So I see time management just like it's as important to me as optimizing like code or architecture or any other thing that's like that. It's iterative. What I do is I strive to create more productive days in my life. And the way I do it is I do something, it works, I see if I can iterate and improve upon it and test it out. And if it works, I keep it. If not, I throw it out, I'll try something new. So I would love to hear from you all. What are some of the tips and tricks you use for time management? And also tell me if you think these tips were useful for you. Please, please, please like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'm a new YouTuber. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel, and I want to bring actionable solutions based in technology and iterative information, trial and error to you. So I would really appreciate it if you follow me, if you like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. Thank you very much.